What's up guys, and welcome to another track guide. This week we're at beautiful Watkins Glen with the Mazda MX-5 Cup, and this car and track combo will provide some of the closest spec racing we've had in low-fuel motorsports. Even though racecraft will be one of the most important factors to find success at this track, the technical aspect of it is also huge, and this is why I've had very successful coaching sessions at this track this past week. Understanding what kind of technique every corner demands and how to execute it will massively dictate your pace around this track. And doing that will undoubtedly set you apart from your competition to either break away or into the draft zone. Just reminding you that our lovely YouTube members are getting access to all track guide contents with a 2-day head start compared to their competition. So if you want to become part of that group and support the work that I do, make sure you click the join button, and don't forget to also join my Discord community to get the setups, ghost car, telemetry files, and all of the necessary information you need to schedule a coaching session with me, just like dozens of other LFM drivers have already done. Now let's get into the track guide. Coming into turn 1, start braking in between the 200 and 100 board and brake in a straight line for longer than you would think is necessary. Doing that will allow you to set up a super fast exit, and that speed will keep building all the way up into the bus stop chicane. The earlier you're able to get on throttle without going wide or scrubbing the front tires, the better. Into the bus stop, brake gently around the 200 board and pitch the car to the right while downshifting into 4th gear. Don't take too much inside curb with this car because they are very tall and this car is very bumpy over curbs. As soon as you've cleared the first curb, start turning left and gently ramp up the throttle to induce some safety understeer and forward momentum. Take as much curb as you can to keep the car on a tight line. Otherwise, you might start understeering and run out of track on exit. As soon as you're leaving the bus stop, you have to already be aiming for the edge of the track to open up the line for the outer loop, which should be an easy flat corner in 4th gear. Into turn 6, start braking at this drain cover and take this corner in 4th gear with a late apex trajectory. This is where you have to be very technical with your braking because that is what will give you the proper rotation for this corner. Generally, around downhill corners, the steering becomes very inefficient at giving you the turning capability you expect from the car. So if you rely just on that to make it through the turn, you will need to have a much lower minimum speed around the corner and you will be front-end limited the whole way. This corner is the exact opposite from the previous one, except for the late apex. Brake lightly at the 100 board and look to get the car settled and ready to accelerate very early on into the turn. You can carry more speed here than you would think is possible, as the uphill incline catches the car and the gravity slows you down very quickly. Turn 8 is the child between turn 6 and turn 1, making your line and technique a compromise between the two. Brake just past the halfway point between the 200 and 100 boards and carry the brakes all the way up to the apex. Don't be afraid of using the inside curb a little bit, as it's one of the most forgiving ones around the whole track. Turn 9 can be very awkward if you don't understand it correctly. Brake just past the 200 board and send the car very deep into the turn in 3rd gear, as doing that will minimize the hesitation time between turning and reacceleration. Scrubbing off too much speed early on will induce you to getting back on throttle too early, and that will put you in a very vulnerable situation, as you will be both very slow and possibly in an understeer situation. For the last turn, use every inch of the track on entry and lift off after turning in between the blue tire wall and the Marshall post on the left. Once you feel that your front end has hooked up and you are getting close to the inside curb, get back on throttle aggressively and gently keep the car from going into the wall on exit. So that was a lap around Watkins Glen with the Mazda MX-5 Cup, and I hope this track guide was helpful to your week of racing in low fuel motorsports. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy the hot lap.